what's up guys? Today I have a theory about, is Yuno related to the Wizard King? So this has been on my mind for quite some time, and I tend to reread the Black Clover manga, and I just keep finding clue after clue that it's a possibility that Yuno is related to the first Wizard King, because it looks like it's been foreshadowed from chapter 1. So I looked at the manga closer and closer, and it looks like these little pieces are piecing together that could possibly link him to the Wizard King, or even possibly Lich down the line, you know, through relations and all that. This may not be too far-fetched, to be honest. He looks kind of similar to him in a way, but not exactly. He also has this grimoire of the first Wizard King that took down the demon, which is stated to only have the chosen ones to take the 4-leaf grimoire. As we all know, he all started out as orphans, which was placed at the front of the church, and was taken in by a member and made them into a family without knowing who the parents are of Yuno nor Austin. Though they're not related, they act like normal brothers overall and love some friendly competition on who's going to be the next Wizard King. And when we see them at the beginning of the show, the Wizard King that sits on top of the giant demon skull in Hage, aka the Forsaken Realm, that we later on known, that's a very impoverished area, as we all know. The Forsaken Realm where Hage is located was actually the place where the elves used to live before it got destroyed centuries ago, going off what the Queen of Witches said. I'm thinking that Yuno is actually a descendant of the first Wizard King from generations ago, but something went wrong where they had to abandon him along the way with Austin. Because when the Wizard King was with the elves, he had a sister named Tatia, who eventually fell in love with Lich that got pregnant with him later on. It was stated by the Wizard King that she had one magic, but what do you know, Yuno so happens to also have one magic too that's very strong, if that isn't just a coincidence. So with this baby, it's a mixed race of elf and human. Then we look at Yuno. When he got the reincarnation magic, he didn't reincarnate into anyone else, he stayed the same overall. Due to him being possibly a baby of Lich and Tatia, but it's kind of far-fetched, so he's probably just a descendant of them. This was stated by Lyra that Yuno's personality was still there, though he was supposed to be reincarnated. And to be honest, with Yuno so happening to be a prodigy at such a young age and having very strong magic, it's almost like Yuno is loved by mana like an elf to have this mysteriously large amounts of mana, and especially after he gets the elf and wind spirit amp, which furthermore amps his powers. Then he also has a magic stone on his neck that he had ever since a kid, which is similar to the one that the Queen of Witches had on her. That's stated to amp the powers of the person wearing it, and she says that the only elves can use it to its full power. So with the special stone on his neck, this could point out to more conclusions that he actually is an elf descendant, because even with the other elves were after the stone, aka Patri, Lyre, and Lone, and eventually stole it from him. So what I'm thinking is his potential mom Tatia, or whoever it is, actually put this on his neck as an infant and hoped for the best that the church would take him in. And cause Yuno is probably part elf, the caretaker of Yuno, whether that was his mom or someone else, didn't want anyone else to know that he was part elf in the first place, cause they may have been scared that he would probably get killed like the rest of them if they found out. Once they attacked the elves and stole their power, it shows that she was scolded to the point where they didn't even acknowledge her as worthy of being called human anymore by the other royals for being pregnant with Lich's baby. It was also said that she could be punished for actions for that, which she could mean she could have got executed, gone to prison, or kicked out of the kingdom and put in what they call the Forsaken Realm now, where the elves used to live. If she did, she probably dwelled in poverty for the rest of her life after that, which could explain why Yuno is in that region in the first place. She probably could have got sick and died, so she left him with the Church of Asta. Not unless she was just like super old or something, I don't know. So they had him live a normal human life in the slums as an orphan instead, without knowing who his real family was, to help him blend in, plus they're probably dead anyways. And meanwhile, with Patri was inside William Vengeance's body right around the time when Julius took him around 8 years old due to Lich doing the resurrection magic on him and to gather the stones to resurrect the other elves. And once all the other stuff happened, when Yuno got turned to an elf as I mentioned earlier, he kept his personality despite having another soul in his body due to the resurrection magic, which is stated not to be complete many times throughout the manga by Lyre, Lich, and other elves as well. They claim that Yuno just hasn't realized who he is yet, but Yuno stated himself that it's actually him and no one else in his words. He might just have a very strong resistance to resurrection magic because he could be part elf himself, as I stated earlier. So if this is all true, this would not only make him related through Lich, but also the first Wizard King because of his sister Tatia, which would explain why he got his grimoire in the first place, and a strong will to become Wizard King. But with the first Wizard King, though he had the same 4-leaf grimoire that Yuno wields, he was a light magic user while Yuno is a wind magic user, which could just be an attribute from Tatia. And to back this up, when Yuno uses Mana Zone Spirit Storm against Lich, Lyre mentioned about that his power being just like Miss Royalties, which could be more evidence to him being related to Tatia. Cause Lyra knew Tatia back then pretty well, and she could only logically be the only royal woman around due to her lineage just like her brother is. Also, when Lyra and Lich was talking, that's when they saw that huge wind vortex and saved Tatia, which was the first time he encountered her when she did that. But let me know what you guys think, cause I want to hear what your reasoning is, if you think this is possible answer or not to the mystery of where Yuno originated from. All this I said could be leading up to some, but very well could be all, so take what I say with a grain of salt until it's officially confirmed sometime in the future. But doing these theories are pretty dang fun. I'll definitely do some more Black Clover theories in the future if you guys like this one. But yeah, if you guys are new here, make sure you guys sub and also like this video to support your boy. But anyways, it's been your boy D about Boa. I'm out.